Liverpool returned back to action on Thursday night after a month's break due to the World Cup. The Reds came up against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup fourth round and ended up losing 3-2. In today's video, we'll discuss the 5 things we learned from the defeat. Not only that, but we'll take a look at the Liverpool player who is set to leave in January. There is so much to cover in today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. Before we get into today's video, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Jurgen Klopp has provided a hopeful update on the hamstring injury of James Milner, picked up against Manchester City along with 4 players who missed out. Milner was among the starters in a strong Liverpool side that returned to action on Thursday night, but was forced off before the break with a hamstring issue. The veteran immediately removed the captain's armband as he motioned to come off, but in his post-match interview with Sky Sports, Jurgen Klopp said his number 7 was optimistic. He said, "Millie is convinced it's only a little thing. He felt something and we just wanted to make sure it's not going to get worse. It's something in the hamstring, I don't know, we have to see." The manager added, "All the rest should be fine." Those players he was referencing included Trent Alexander-Arnold and Curtis Jones, who were absent due to illness and injury, respectively, along with Virgil van Dijk. He said Trent was ill, like Ox was until yesterday. Virgil trained at the AXA today. All the others should be available apart from the long-term injuries. That would suggest that Liverpool should have a new fully fit squad for their trip to Aston Villa on Boxing Day, though Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota remain sidelined. Kanate will not be a part of the squad either, with the manager revealing that the France centre-back is not due back for training until next week. Klopp did elaborate on Van Dijk in his post-match press conference, however, insisting that he should be ready for Monday. The January transfer window is getting ever closer, and a lot of talk with regards to Liverpool has been surrounding potential incomings. However, today there were reports suggesting Adrian is set to make a January exit. The goalkeeper has only been seen in the Community Shield this season when the Reds beat Manchester City 3-1. Kelleher has now established himself as the second-choice goalkeeper behind Alisson, and ESPN claimed that means Adrian could leave next month. They say that the outfield departures in the winter window are less likely because Jurgen Klopp will not want to weaken the depth of his squad. The tough thing though for the Spaniard is that not many clubs tend to be looking for a first-choice goalkeeper in the mid-season window. Bayern Munich do need some cover for Manuel Neuer's injury, but when the Germany international is back next season, whoever they bring in will be a number 2 again. Adrian may move into a second-choice role somewhere, which would at least allow him the chance to play in some cup games potentially. Adrian has played 26 times in all competitions for Liverpool since his arrival at the start of the 2019-20 season. He has went on to win the Premier League, Club World Cup and UEFA Super Cup, of which he played a key role in, with Alisson Becker being absent, making 18 appearances that season. Liverpool returned to competitive action with a decent showing, but suffered a 3-2 defeat in the Carabao Cup at the hands of rivals Manchester City. In this part of the video, we are going to discuss the 5 things we learned from Man City 3, Liverpool 2. Darwin had his chances. Most of the Reds' chances fell the way of Darwin Núñez on the night, and it has to be said he wasn't exactly at his best. This was the other side of him, always an outlet, definitely causing chaos, but without the right decision or finishing touch at the end of his runs on too many occasions. Despite getting an assist for Salah's goal, the rest of the time his diagonal runs coming off the right flank or the inside right channel, making it slightly awkward angle for any right-footed shot across the keeper. Even so, at least a couple of those chances should have hit the target, and at least one surely have found the back of the net. Instead, 3 times he dragged it across and wide, with none really struck too cleanly. Another day, he probably bams all 3 in, and the Reds go through. Bajcetic wasn't great, but it was a huge test. Starting in the number 6 role was Stefan Bajcetic, an exciting young midfielder with obvious talent, but making his second appearance in a starting 11. He did, though, not perform that great. He was run off, closed down, passed around and outfought before being subbed at the break. This was kind of the performance we did expect it, as it was after all Manchester City and not Derby County, nor was it Bournemouth or even Ajax, both of whom he has came on against. This was City, the very highest elite of sport, and a series of World Cup standard players around him. Gundogan, De Bruyne, Rodri form part of the revolving ring around him, all started in Qatar over the past few weeks. You don't suddenly step up to being their equal without lessons being handed to you such as this. We won't go into this 45 minutes too much here, but he will certainly need to perform better the next time he features. The defense is shaky, but Matip looking better. Joe Gomez and Joel Matip paired up in the defense to very different effects. The former was beaten in the first minute for a Haaland chance, and then 10 minutes later for the Haaland goal. Gomez didn't really get to grips with the situation in the first half an hour, so in the middle before switching out to the right. Matip, on the other hand, looked largely back to very good form after his injury issues prior to November, and even a shaky outing recently in friendlies. He was dominant defensively in his one-on-ones, made loads of aerial clearances, and produced one of his trademark winding runs and the cutting-edge pass at the end of it to lead to the Reds' first equaliser. No VAR doesn't make sense. There was no VAR in the Carabao Cup until the semi-final stage, a strange move, so thinks Jurgen Klopp, with officials having got used to relying on the technology. Klopp said this: "The refs are used to the VAR and all of a sudden you tell them not today. It looked like in a couple of situations that they were waiting or thinking like there was VAR. I think it would have made sense to use it, especially in a game like this." Don't panic, there's more to come back. Don't be in any doubt, Liverpool and Klopp might have wanted to win this game at City in the way they want to win any game they play in, but this wasn't remotely a priority. Getting game time, sharpness and a minutes in the legs was, in preparation for December 26th, a trip to Villa Park. That was evident in everything from the tempo of play to the clearly orchestrated arrangement of subs regardless of the game state. Ox, Fab, Hendo, Keita and Phillips all come on, senior players all getting build-up minutes after injury or returns to action after internationals. Of the five, Oxlade-Chamberlain was the most impactful. City were exactly the same, the game was a nice bonus if you want it, but largely irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. On we go to what really matters, and that is on Boxing Day against Aston Villa as we look to climb up the table. Liverpool fans, what do you make of the January transfer window approaching, and would you welcome Adrian to leave the club this winter? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. Please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.